He was in this contact sport of Taekwondo. He was the undisputed champion.
इतना हैवी होके भी उनका फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी जो था वो तो अनबिलीवेबल।
1994 में आपको पुणे में नेशनल गेम्स हुआ था। असम को एक ही गोल्ड मिला था, वो श्याम राजखोवा को टाइकोंडो से मिला था।
बाय नेचर, बाय हार्ट बहुत ही अच्छा जो एक क्वालिटी होता है अच्छा प्लेयर का वो उनमें है।
जिस जमाने में असम में लोग टाइकोंडो का नाम भी ठीक से नहीं जानते थे, वो खेल में असम के लिए गोल्ड मेडल जीतने वाला पहला खिलाड़ी श्याम राजखोवा।
वेल श्याम जी, ये जो माहौल, ये लोग, दिस एस्पिरेंट्स, दिस स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन, आई वुड से अपकमिंग स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन, और ये एटमॉस्फेयर आपके लिए एक अलग ही इमोशन है, कुछ अलग ही बयां करता है, isn't it?
This is like, it's really an emotion. आप जैसे भी बोलो, so I still feel like I'm there practicing still now. But since the age is taking me down, so it's like I feel good when I see them. I see these people are so enthusiastic, and I've seen so much. When we were practicing, I think I've never seen this much of people. We are very few.
जैसे कि आपने कहा कि you still feel like practicing.
I still feel like coming back to the game again.
You still feel like that student inside.
Yeah, that student inside, the aspiration which I had. So I want to, but anyway.
बचपन से ही मार्शल आर्ट्स में अपनी टैलेंट दिखाने वाला श्याम राजखोवा एक नेचुरल प्लेयर है जो काफी स्टेट नेशनल लेवल के मैचेस जीत चुके हैं।
1984 में और दिल्ली में था 6 नेशनल, तो उसको पहला गोल्ड मेडल वहीं मिला था उसको।
1994 में आपको पुणे में नेशनल गेम्स हुआ था। असम को एक ही गोल्ड मिला था, वो श्याम राजखोवा को टाइकोंडो से मिला था।
उसके बाद फिर नेपाल में सागर माथा होता है, उनमें भी खेला हुआ उसमें। सिंगापुर में हम लोग एक साथ गए तो सिंगापुर में भी खेला हुआ उसमें।
श्याम जी, आपने सुना है कि आपने हर नेशनल्स में गोल्ड जीता है, मतलब स्टेट के लिए आपने रौनक लाया, आपने शान बढ़ाया है। तो आपने टोटल कितने नेशनल्स में पार्टिसिपेट किया था?
It's more of, I think, more than 8, I think so. More than 8, yeah. So I've always won. गोल्ड ही था। खाली एक बार शायद, I don't remember the date, उस समय में एक इंजरी था, उस समय on the finals I said no, I'm not fighting because बहुत मेजर इंजरी था। I had a hamstring sprain, तो उसका बाद मैं वो फाइनल नहीं खेल पाया, तो then I got a silver.
As a child, Shyam was a naughty boy who was difficult to handle.
Whenever we used to have a get-togethers or something, he was the one who was missing, because we would find him somewhere where people were not there, but he was playing by himself, doing all sorts of pranks on others. He was that kind of a boy.
Shyam Rajkhowa, of course, brings to my mind very, very fond memories for many reasons. Shyam came, I think, sometime in the year 1981 to Don Bosco School, and his mother came seeking for an admission and said, he's a young boy, a sort of an orphan, father is no more, and they wanted him to be admitted to Don Bosco School, Guwahati. I was then principal. I looked at him, I found him a very charming, young, smart, heavyweight sort of boy, and I said, okay, welcome, come join Don Bosco, after he went through the formalities and through the test.
और रेवरेंड फादर वीएम थॉमस की गाइडेंस में श्याम को वो मिला जिनका उनको तलाश था। अभी भी श्याम वो बचपन के दिन खुशी से याद करते हैं और इस स्कूल में जो गाइडेंस मिला उसके लिए शुक्रगुजार है।
Shyam was one of those young guys who was around and wanted to prove himself, prove his strength, prove his might, and he was getting taller day by day, I could see. It was then I was wondering how to channel the energies of these young boys of those present days into something special, so that they could utilize their talent, their energies for something very productive, very constructive, and in the meantime they could also be transformed. And being a Salesian, a Don Bosco follower, and you have right behind me this very replica house of Don Bosco. I've been always charmed by the life of Don Bosco, who had a dream at the age of 9. He saw a group of boys fighting in the field, and he, being a young guy, was quite smart. He went down into the field, and he began to give them blows and try to separate them. It's then that there was a voice. There was a voice of Jesus saying, not by blows not by blows, but by your kindness, you will transform these boys. And those of us who are Salesians and those are of the Don Bosco family know that there was a dream that was seen by this young boy of Johnny, age of 9. He sees a dream down right there, and a voice comes to him saying, not by blows, as I said, but by kindness, but with love. And Johnny is very confused at that time. How can this be done? And then he says, don't worry, your mother will teach you. Referring to Mary, our mother. You know, these are kind of recollections I too are in my mind. And I am living in 1984-85, the time of agitation, difficulties. And I thought, how did Don Bosco do it? Don Bosco worked with young boys with music, dance, drama, games, picnics, walks out of the mountains, and all kinds of other activities. I said, I must do something similar for these youngsters. And that's where I thought of introducing Taekwondo into Don Bosco, Guwahati.
इसी स्कूल में उनकी पहली बार टाइकोंडो ट्रेनिंग शुरू हुआ। श्याम को उनके हाई एनर्जी और टैलेंट को चैनलाइज करने का एक तरीका मिल गया।
It's a long way back. Father was a principal. I didn't do much good in my marks. Father used to grace me because I was influenced by martial art. But when Taekwondo got introduced, I was very happy and thrilled. But I didn't know I'll come to this stage.
People were quite surprised and a little mad at me, saying, how dare you do these things? Because it's already a time of agitation, a time of movement, a time of unrest. And are you teaching young boys to become, quote unquote, militants, indisciplined? That's where I began to consider the views, and I came across and I met Mr. Jugal Saikia, the president of the Assam Taekwondo Association. And we began to talk together, and I said, let's do something. And he was willing to come forward. And I recall an instructor, Tingu Raman by name. He said, we will start up the instruction of Taekwondo. And then Shyam became one of the first recruits for Taekwondo. And I found Taekwondo was helping him to fulfill his own dreams and desires. And this young boy began to emerge as a hero.
It was, I remember, the first nationals I played, it was a gold medal. So then more interest crop up, and then it's on after that. And father was very inspiring. Don Bosco and father has given me everything, strength, something like as a Bosconian, I got a recognition whenever I had some national level championship. So father grants me all the leaves which is necessary. And it straightened my life, so to say. I was on a wrong track in my childhood time. But Taekwondo, when I got that recognition, I was straightened up by that influence and whatever name I had. Because I can't do some bad works, because since I got popular.
Interestingly, it was movies which actually created the interest in martial arts in Shyam Rajkhowa. The film Enter the Dragon.
Day and night, after coming from school, he was put on a movie of Bruce Lee. Every action, he would rewind and see.
आपने ये शुरुआती दौर पर टाइकोंडो को पकड़ लिया था, ये सीखने की जो चाह थी आपकी, तो उसके बारे में आप जरूर बताना चाहेंगे हमारे दर्शकों को.
That is like what really started was Enter the Dragon. That was the time which was filmed by. It was, I think it's a picture of right here. So I wanted to do martial art, but I didn't know where to go about. Maybe should I join karate? Should I do taekwondo? I didn't know that. But finally, it was so nice by God's grace that I was in Don Bosco. So that time, someone told me that that's a taekwondo school opening up in Don Bosco.
To continue his passion for taekwondo, his mother supported him.
At that time, people were more interested in academics, not in sports. And my parents were very much against this sport, because he would come back wounded with big, dark marks here. I would put his leg or hand in the hot water, put balm, Iodex.
उस टाइम में जो टाइकोंडो बोलने से कोई भी पब्लिक को किसी को भी पता नहीं था कि टाइकोंडो क्या, व्हाट इज टाइकोंडो. टाइकोंडो के बारे में किसी को पता नहीं था. खाली सिर्फ यही बोलता है क्या कराटे है क्या.
खुद ही एफोर्ड किया था सारा. स्टेट का तरफ गवर्नमेंट का तरफ से कुछ भी नहीं था तब.
लेकिन उस टाइम में क्या हो रहा, टाइकोंडो का ड्रेस बोलने से आदमी समझता ही नहीं था कि टाइकोंडो क्या क्या चीज़ है, कैसे क्या ड्रेस है, कैसा ड्रेस है। फिर उनको पेपर कटिंग या कोई मैगजीन दिखाना पड़ता था, ऐसा ड्रेस है, ऐसा ऐसा। तब टेलर का पास जाके हम लोग टाइकोंडो ड्रेस बना के प्रैक्टिस में आता था।
पैड खुद हम लोग बनाते थे, खुद बना के खुद पहना, खुद खेला, कोई कुछ भी फैसिलिटी नहीं था इसमें।
The school also had a multimedia kind of a thing with weights and everything, which Shyam alone used to practice in that school, in Don Bosco. So infrastructure-wise, in those days, to create a champion like Shyam Rajkhowa, I believe Don Bosco had done a good job.
Be it in diet or nutrition as well, which plays a very pivotal role nowadays to each and every sports person. You come from that genre where your sport was not even acknowledged much. So आप उस वक्त पे जहाँ पे strength, stamina, mental conditioning was very much also
you're
in the thing.
rightly you're saying. But what one thing was, my mom was I'm very grateful to my mom, because she knew, like, normally, see, juice I start off. So normally the rice is a staple food. We normally have rice, staple food. So rice was always there, part of my life. Whenever I've come back from my practice, so mom used to make me a milkshake with banana. She took all the pain to make a sort of a vegetable soup before I have my grub. Before I have my grub, then again to have an omelette. So that was.
But you never actually counted on your calories.
No, it was never
जो
that.
आजकल होता है.
No, because I used to slog so much. Early morning, we take a run from here, from stadium. It takes to Kamakha, come back. Again, we practice. We really sluggished out, all my way out.
Shyam really worked hard and practiced with dedication, the quality that separates a champion from the average players.
First selection for Taekwondo had taken place in the stadium. So they won. 2 or 3 of them gold. And they were selected. But when we asked them where we would send them for the games at Delhi, their name was not in the list. And they were all so very excited to go. Now we also couldn't, ignore it, because they wanted to go. So we sent them by ourselves with our own money. And only those boys went. There was no one to guide them also. They went and joined. The selected people did not get anything, but when they did, they were put on the list at once as Assam boys.
He began to bring championship in Assam, and then later at the national level, he won several championships. I still recall very distinctly how he went to Spain, Madrid, and there he won a silver medal for India. This was something amazing, and this was tough to imagine a young boy from the state of Assam and from Don Bosco, and someone whom I knew personally was going to win an international award.
Lots of hard work they have to do. Early morning they have to get up. For the Taekwondo, he had to practice for at least 6 hours, 7 hours. The whole day I found him practicing.
You practiced there you got into those rigorous training and exercise?
Sports was always a part of my life. It was always there. Either I was I was playing football, or either I'm swimming. Basic motto was I was really into martial art. I just concentrated on the martial, and maybe that's what really caught me up, and that really gave me a space, and it's the space I'm now enjoying with everyone, like all of you.
बहुत ही यूनिक था श्याम का खेलने का स्टाइल, जो अभी भी लोग याद करते हैं।
इतना हैवी होके भी उनका फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी जो था वो तो अनबिलीवेबल। बाय नेचर, बाय हार्ट, बहुत ही अच्छा जो एक क्वालिटी होता है अच्छा प्लेयर का, वो उनमें है।
हम लोग जितना देखते आ रहा है 1982 से लेके आपका फिन अंडर 54, अंडर 58 केजी, अंडर 62, अंडर 73, अंडर 68, उसमें ज़्यादा स्पीड होता है प्लेयर्स का। लेकिन उस टाइम में श्याम राज का हैवी वेट था, लेकिन फिर भी इतना स्पीड था। जैसे आपको फिन वेट का बच्चा जितना स्पीड खेलता था, उसी टाइम में श्याम राज का भी इतना स्पीड फाइट करता था। उसका हर किक, मतलब एक के बाद दूसरा किक मारने के उसको टाइम नहीं लगता था।
ऐसा नहीं था कि असम खेल रहे तो असम का लोग ही सपोर्ट करेगा, नहीं, सारा स्टेडियम रुक जाता उसको गेम देखने के लिए।
Guwahati Open kind of a Taekwondo championship. And so we had, there was another guy from Uzanbazar who was also a black belt. And his name was Niren Sharma. Now, Niren was the Uzanbazar Mastan of those times, And he was supposed to be equally good as a fighter. And so that duel was the draw of that evening. And believe me, it took Shyam just about 90 seconds to finish it off. Shyam was so good in his sport that his roundhouse kicks, he could do it from both sides, He would go to the right and slap the face with his foot, and then instantly come back and slap the other side of other face with his other foot. And that being the case, he just wore down Niren in 90 seconds, and Niren thereafter refused to fight.
And most of the nationals में जब भी आप fight करते थे, it was basically and mostly knockouts.
What I have learned from my experiences and my instructors who have told me, see, you have a lengthy fly, Everything you ply down from the first bout to the round that you qualify for your finals. It's very tough, it's very hectic, and what really happens was you have very much of injuries there. So uske liye we tried to best to end up the match in the first or second bout. वो कामयाबी भी रहा उसमें, and mostly मतलब उस समय हम लोग power game था. Power का साथ you need your brains also, no?
So it's a mind and power game.
Yeah. I was very much superior to the other players around India because I was in Singapore almost for a month training. So after that, it was easy for me, to play in the domestic level.
समय के साथ साथ ताइक्वांडो भी बदल चुका है। जो कभी सेल्फ डिफेंस माना जाता था, अब वो ओलंपिक एसोसिएशन द्वारा रिकॉग्नाइज्ड एक खेल बन चुका है।
हम लोग जब खेलते थे तब मारना था, आजकल तो पॉइंट के ऊपर स्पीड और पॉइंट के ऊपर चला गया गेम, बिल्कुल चेंज हो गया। तब सेल्फ डिफेंस था, अब पूरा स्पोर्ट्स में आ गया।
लेकिन उस टाइम का ताइक्वांडो और आज का ताइक्वांडो जो है, तो उस टाइम हम लोग क्या किया था, हम लोग का हर चैंपियनशिप जब हम लोग टूर्नामेंट खेलता था या हम लोग प्रैक्टिस करता था, प्रैक्टिस तो हम लोग स्टेडियम का अंदर में किया था ग्रास में। तो अभी क्या हुआ, वो ग्रास में किया हुआ ताइक्वांडो आज आके इंडोर में आ गया, इंडोर मैट भी है उसमें। तो उस टाइम में हम लोग जब प्रैक्टिस किया था, मतलब कोई गार्ड नहीं था, आर्म गार्ड, छिन गार्ड, कोई भी गार्ड नहीं, सिर्फ एक ही गार्ड था, चेस्ट गार्ड, बाकी हेड गार्ड भी नहीं था। और हम लोग जब कंपटीशन किया था, कोई भी मैच नहीं था, तो गिरने से हम लोग का मतलब बहुत ही रिस्क था उस टाइम में। लेकिन आज का माहौल जो है, आज का आपको आर्म गार्ड है, फिंगर गार्ड है, हर तरफ हर साइड में गार्ड है, हेड गार्ड भी है। तो आज मतलब फाइट, उस जमाने का फाइट और आज का फाइट में बहुत अंतर है, बहुत डिफरेंस है।
It was totally different. It was on a floor where we used to practice. Then we didn't have a sort of like a hall like that or auditorium. It was just, and you go to practice, you wear your dress, go to practice. Feet mumble after you practice. So वो था कि blisters भी होते थे कभी. We never had shoes. Taekwondo was never that sort of a scene, which is now.
So you chose Taekwondo,
yeah,
and you practiced it and you performed it in various platforms, and
yeah,
you went to the nationals. वो national का वो experience, first your national fight.
First national fight was like, we always knew like, हम लोग जा रहे हैं तो पहले कौन टीम अच्छा होगा. So Manipur was very good that time. Then after that, I think there was Delhi was good. Assam was also part of the schedule. Say up 1, 2, 3 का बीच में था. But then to top it, so you have to work hard. I really worked hard to top it. So maybe that's the result.
So how did you get selected into your nationals?
No, we have a thorough process. The process is you have to play at the inter-district level. Then you play for the state, and then if you get a medal, you're selected for the international, for the India team.
अनफॉर्चुनेटली श्याम राजखवा का इतना कुछ गोल्ड मेडल के बाद भी ताइक्वांडो को मेन स्ट्रीम स्पोर्ट्स का सम्मान नहीं मिला था।
So after he won the nationals, it wasn't even shown in TV. So we didn't know what happened. We didn't know the result. There was no mobile phone then. So we were waiting what would happen. Then somebody from somewhere told us, no, they have won. What? That too I didn't know. So when they came, poor things, they came by train, got down in the station, came home. Not a single person was there to receive them. No one knew it.
तो हम लोग यहाँ से गया, उस टाइम में हम लोग को असम टीम को मतलब 11 मेडल मिला था, 1 गोल्ड, 4 सिल्वर, 6 ब्रोंज। उस समय जो था मेरा, अभी 25 साल पुराना बात है, लेकिन फिर भी मेरा कुछ नाम याद है। जो श्याम राजखवा गोल्ड मिला था, असम को 1 ही गोल्ड मिला था, वो श्याम राजखवा को ताइक्वांडो से मिला था।
Later, when he received the gold for the Indian nationals in Pune, then a little bit of clamor was there. But otherwise, this sport was very much neglected.
श्याम का अचीवमेंट्स असम के यूथ के लिए एक क्रेज था, लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली सरकार और स्पोर्ट्स अथॉरिटीज के लिए कुछ खास इम्पैक्ट नहीं पड़ा था।
You know, people here know only a few sports. Now others are introduced, but people get to know or are interested. Otherwise, table tennis, badminton, those games. And all the officials belong to that category. No one did not know about Taekwondo or did not like to give them recognition.
Or Shyamji, now that you see the sport is, elevated to such a level and what to a global platform, you of course feel proud, right?
Yeah.
And you feel happy because you've been part of this sport.
I feel happy because I see the new generation which is coming up. Earlier, we never thought that when playing Taekwondo would get me a job. But now you can see that people have a job to it. You score a medal, you score a point, and if you're just as the winner, then you have been picked up by the army or the BSF or many industries also they take up. Now I'm too sure of that people are safe playing Taekwondo, they can secure their life, and they have a place in your state, they have a place in your hometown also.
The sport has developed, infrastructure has developed. So your shout out to the younger generation, the aspirants now.
Because I have seen this much of player I've never seen before. And now I can see them so many. Now you feel good. Maybe I didn't do much for it, but maybe Taekwondo has grown over the time, so it's been really big. It's really big for me, and I see for a better future in the years to come. So I wish them all the best, and I said, let's play Taekwondo here.
Let's play Taekwondo.
So that's श्याम राजखवा द चैलेंजर। अगले हफ्ते मिलते हैं और एक नए चैलेंजर से। धन्यवाद।